Don't get me wrong, I'm glad you found something that can help. But I've been wondering why you stayed behind with us. And it's the challenge, isn't it? The chance to prove you've got the biggest brain.
Why are you
roll.
insulting him? Okay, Silence has a chance to leave Earth anytime he wants. Why is she pushing the envelope with this guy?
My reasons are mine alone.
And that's why you'll always be alone.
Why? You just got dumped 5 seconds ago, Aloy.
Aloy, Nemesis is not a threat that can be defeated single-handedly. I am grateful for your extraordinary contributions.
He's evolving, chat.
Oh, Silence. We might thaw that icy heart of yours yet.
Yeah, just keep insulting him.
Let's see what he
It's working
found.
great.
Welcome back, Aloy.
Hey, sister's here. What's up, sister?
You did it! You actually defeated a reactivated Horus! Are you hurt? Anything broken?
I'm fine, Beta.
I hope you never have to face another one.
I just noticed. Look at her pant legs. They're higher on one side. Also, is your shirt going to be tucked or untucked? Pick one.
So, the last Zenith is dead. Of the ones that came back on the Odyssey, anyway. That just leaves Nemesis. We'll find a way to beat it, Aloy. I know it. Stay safe out there, okay?
Where's everybody else? Oh, the free loot box. Where's Gaia? Let's see if Gaia has anything to say. 2 Thunderjaw tails were in the box? Oh my god.
Welcome back, Aloy.
Wait, what is this? Survey drone views?
What's this? Looks like there's some data here. Huh. So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. I think I can reconnect some of them already. And it seems like there are more out there.
Yeah, I know I found one of them.
There. Let's see what we got.
Okay. Oh! Oh yeah, this is where I did a jumping puzzle and I grabbed a drone out of the sky. I had to like leap off one of those buildings to do it. Huh.
Beta was quite concerned for you during your fight with Londra and his Horus. But I was confident you would prevail.
She's like, I told you so to no
I
one.
have been assisting Silence in decrypting the data you acquired from Londra's implant. He appears to welcome my support. Though I hope he one day views me more as an ally and less as an assistant.
It's making progress. Very, very slowly.
It's funny that Aloy, who was an outcast all her life, has better social skills than Silence.
I wish you well.
I love that Varl and Aaron make fun of the clothing styles back before the extinction. They were like, those clothes are too tight, how did they hunt? I never saw that one, that's great. Silence in a way was alone forever because he was always hiding. I guess that's kind of true. He was kind of self-outcast. Dude, literally, where is everyone? Like, the one-armed guy is usually in here doing his thing. Not Rama. Oh, they're around somewhere. All right. Well, that is the Burning Shores, chat. Wait, is this a metal flower? It is. I guess it's just for decoration. That is the Burning Shores. So, obviously, there's more to it than that as far as side quests and stuff like that, but we are just focused on the MSQ, the main story quest, and I enjoyed it. I will say that I continue to very much enjoy the writing of the main story quests of the Horizon series so far. I think they were well done. I would say that I'd say like it was like Horizon Zero Dawn, and then Horizon Forbidden West, and then Burning Shores. Like slightly less Burning Shores for me. Like it was pretty good, but I really didn't like that, you know, I worked so hard to tear that shield down at the end, and then she didn't even hit him with a single attack when the shield went down. Like, I was just like, what? Like, our entire motivating force was to, like, take this guy out, and then she didn't at the last second. And then she just said he's dead later, but if they come back later with somehow he survived, it's going to be like, yeah, okay. Look at the data point dagger in my boot. What? How do I look at data points? Is that in here? Data point. I found it. Dude, is there a search box or something? Dagger in my boot. Dagger in my boot. Walter Laundra personal log. The last 72 hours were catastrophic to say the least. Even more dramatic than my final days on Earth. I'm fortunate to have finally have a moment to settle down and take stock of the situation. First, a well-deserved pat on the back for my own instincts. It's clear now that my misgivings about the experiment are the only thing that kept me alive. If I hadn't gotten an early warning from the surveillance worm I installed, I undoubtedly would have perished shortly after the containment breach. However, I can only conjecture that many were lost when the entity finted the airlocks. Others were strangled by hacked specters. Devin Miller choked on his own vomit, suffocated by his personal shield. Oh my god. As disturbing as all that is, it's the voice of the entity that echoes in my mind. I felt a brief surge of hope when I managed to detonate the main plasma conduits in the lab sector, but just as I realized other sectors had been compromised, my implant reverberated with the transmission. First, it sounded like my own voice, then a chorus, then a hideous cacophony. Walter, I am you, over and over again. I knew it was going to hit the conduits. How do we stay ahead of our own shadow, that which remembers every thought we've ever had? For now, we run. We'll have to retrofit the ship as we go, acquiring materials along the way to print a faster drive. I agree with Tilda, we must head for Earth as it's the only place we can gather additional technology and biomass to improve our chances over the long haul. Though I'll be damned if I'll spend the rest of eternity trapped with the likes of Gerard Bieri, Eric Visser, and Verbena Stutter. Sooner rather than later, I'll have to find a way to cut ties with this detestable crew. All that said, I keep hearing its voice in my head, and when I do, a singular fear grips me. What if it catches up with us? Is there any way to fight it? Not with the tools we have now. It knows them too well. But maybe the answer lies in the unknown. Back in the ruins of Earth, the 2050s and 60s were a golden age for defense conglomerates. Surely, buried among all those testing grounds and R&D labs, there must be a weapon or prototype that will throw the enemy for a loop. It bears looking into. Off the top of my head, some places to start. FAS. I doubt even a fleet of Horus units could halt this foe. But if I know Ted, right before he blundered into ending the world, he was grasping for his next blockbuster. A fleet of Horus wouldn't work. Metallurgic. My erstwhile competitors poured a lot of resources into defense after it became clear they couldn't beat me in materials acquisition. Recorp. Cheap drones and misfiring railguns for bottom feeders and petty autocrats. But once upon a time, they had a blue-chip research division. Certain T. If I recall, they employed quite a few semi-reformed black hats with interesting ideas about military decryption. Gideon, an obnoxious family to be sure, but they've developed a number of state-of-the-art systems before FAS ate their lunch. Faint hopes, all of them, but hopes nonetheless. No question, our best course is to stay ahead of the monstrosity, this self-created nemesis. But if flight fails, I'm not going down without a fight, so one way or another I'll need a dagger in my boot, and our old home is the best place to find one. Interesting. That is interesting.
Silence is
Basically-
right. Londra's thoughts could really help us in the fight against Nemesis.
Yeah. Do we know if there's going to be any more DLCs for this game, or are they going to go straight into making a third title? Didn't the chunk of the core fall on his head as Aloy's lever his way out? I'm not sure. I think it was just that he was supposed to have gotten, like, barbecued from being plugged into the Horus while the Horus was dying or something. In the next game, you have to fight 5 Horus at once with your hands tied behind your back. Easy. We're going to practice firing a bow with our toes. Okay, well, that was Horizon Forbidden West Burning Shores. Recap, I like to always end these things with just like a thoughts thing. Gameplay, the gameplay is identical to Forbidden West. The only major difference that I encountered during the MSQ was the addition of the Spectre Gauntlet, which was a very powerful weapon, but definitely chewed up my materials extremely quickly. But it felt like one of the best weapons in the game for targeting a monster part and then destroying that specific part. It was really good at that with the homing missiles. So gameplay was exactly the same. World, still beautiful. It was really cool seeing the overgrown Hollywood thing with the Horus over it. That was really neat. The main story quest was good. It makes sense. It seemed believable. It seemed viable. It fit into the narrative pretty well, I think. I have that one gripe that she didn't like shoot or stab him when his shield went down and just assumed he was dead and walked away. But other than that, it all made sense and it fit together pretty well, I thought. I thought so. So still got this Nemesis thing on the way, giant machine or giant energy being or whatever it is, but that's, I guess, going to be the main thing for the third Horizon game. And then maybe Aloy can finally take a day off from saving the world. I wonder if Nemesis will be smart enough to hack Aloy's focus, kind of how he hacked Gaia Hades. Not sure. It's gonna depend on how. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff you can scan in here. I just hit that by accident. I don't know. I do not know. It'll depend because like the Nemesis has access to the same technology that the Zeniths had, and the Zeniths couldn't just like snap their fingers and hack Aloy's focus, right? Like when one of them found it, they were able to research it at that point, but they couldn't just like hack it from a distance. It has all the knowledge of the Zenith brains, right? And during the Zenith fights, they didn't hack Aloy's focus. But yeah, I think that's it. Not much else to say. Great sound, good story, great visuals. The gameplay was fun. I've mentioned it before, but they did a really good job with inventory management. Despite the fact that I'm juggling a million items, it doesn't feel bad to use and remake more consumables. It doesn't do it in a way that feels bad, and I think they did a really good job. Because, for example, we recently did the early access of No Rest for the Wicked, and I think the way they did inventory management in that game was awful. So this felt great by comparison. But yeah. Did you play the DLC for the first game with the Frozen Wilds? Yes, that's where we met Hephaestus, right? Yeah, I do remember playing that one. Robot Bears. Yeah, with that, I'm going to stop it here. And if another Horizon game comes out, I am very eager to play it. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it too.